RusAme reader, RusAme, and today I will be reading to you from Never Left by Plastic Bag 3207. Now, on to Chapter 6. America yawned as he lifted his head up. He looked around to see that he was in the same place as he was last night, in the field of marigolds. He made his way over to the pond, but paused. There was another country at the edge of the water, staring at the bottom, just like he had the day before. Germany? The country yelled. He ran over to his friend. Instead of being greeted by his best friend, a different face looked up. "Oh, so I was right," they said happily. "Hello, America. It's East Germany," he said, still smiling. "Oh, I thought you were your brother, and I was afraid he might have died," America admitted, looking away in embarrassment. "It's okay. Sorry to hear about the car accident. I saw your funeral. It was nicely done. There were a lot of different countries there, too," the boy said. America frowned. Well, at least he knew that his family really cared. Can we not talk about how I died, please?" he said, not wanting to recall the look on Rush's face from the other night. "Oh, sorry, some countries want to talk about how they died, so I just kind of assumed you did too," the German boy said. "You should work on your dog skills, though," East said, staring into the pond. America turned his head. What? "You should work on your dog skills," the country repeated. "You didn't do anything when I tried to play with you," he explained. Wait, Fritz?" America exclaimed. East nodded. "I do prefer East, though." "So you got reincarnated into a dog, too?" America asked. East nodded. It's not uncommon. Japanese Empire was reincarnated into one of Japan's cats," he explained. "Oh," America mumbled. He preferred not to remember J.E. after the Pearl Harbor incident. "Who do you see at the bottom of the pond?" he asked, looking to see sleeping Russia hugging his dog form. "Germany. He is cuddling Poland," East said, a sad smile on his lips. This made America smile. He wished he had still been alive so that he and Russia could have gotten married. America sat next to the shorter country and stared into the pond. Russia groaned as he walked out of the UN meeting. He had them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It was currently Wednesday, and later that night he had a family gathering with America's side of the family. It wasn't that he didn't like them, he just really wasn't in a good mood. He just wanted to go home and play around with Chips. Speaking of, lately Chips had started acting more like a normal dog. Guess that's good. Russia's thoughts were interrupted as he heard a dog barking. He smiled as he saw Chips sticking his head out of the window. "Hello, buddy. How's life over here, huh?" he said, scratching the dog's head. Most would frown upon leaving a dog in a car for prolonged periods of time, but today was relatively cool, but not too cool. It was cool enough that you could still wear short sleeves and shorts, but warm enough that you wouldn't sweat. It was just right. Chips crawled into the front seat as Russia opened the door. This made the tall man smile. "Silly, you can't sit there. That's where I sit. Plus, you're a dog, and you can't drive," he said lightly, pushing the dog away. Chips jumped into the passenger seat, and Russia got into the driver's seat, and pulled out of the parking lot and towards his house so he could get ready for the dinner at UK's. Russia smiled as he thought of America's little sister, New Zealand, or Kiwi for short. When he first met her, she was still relatively young. She reminded him of his own little sister, Belarus. Those two were best friends now. Odd to think of how he and America's relationship had affected the family. Russia sighed as he pulled into his driveway and parked the car. He let Chips out and into the house, following behind. Knowing that they might be out for a long time, he decided to just feed Chips now, so if he did get back late and was tired, he didn't have to do anything. After Russia took a shower and put on some semi-nice clothing, he grabbed his keys and headed out the door, Chips at his side. The drive wasn't too long to UK and France's house. When he got there, he already saw Canada's car, which meant Ukraine and Canada were there. He pulled into the driveway and let Chips out of the car. Russia sighed as he knocked on the door. Russia chuckled lightly when he heard two voices yell, "I'll get it!" He knew that it was Australia and Kiwi. Those two were always arguing about something. There were a few thumps before Kiwi came out and opened the door for him. "Here you go, Russia," she said, panting. "Why, thank you, my lady," he said with a smile, waiting for her to notice Chips. Australia came around the corner, huffing. "Why, Kiwi, you little—" He was interrupted. "Australia!" Yes, Mom?" He slowly turned around, trying to put on an innocent smile. Russia watched as Britain came around the corner into the view, a disappointed look on his face. 1. Ozzy, you better not have been about to say what I think you were. 2. Go help your mother. 3. I'm surprised neither of you noticed the dog," he said, smiling at the last one. Both of their heads spun around. "Puppy!" Kiwi yelled. "Can we pet him?" Ozzy asked. Russia smiled and nodded. The two of them jolted forward and bombarded the white dog with attention. UK stepped forward and shook Russia's hand. "Hello, Russia. How's life been treating you?" he asked, his British accent shining through. Russia winced. He knew that UK was being polite, but it seemed like he had forgotten that his firstborn child had died just a few weeks ago. Russia shook the thoughts away and answered the man. "I've been, well, if I'm honest, not very well, but I'll pull through," he said, looking away. Britain smiled and put his hand on Russia's shoulder. "Well, I want you to know that we're all here to support you, no matter what life throws at you," the Brit said with a genuine smile. Wondering what was taking so long, France walked over, a wooden spoon in her hand. "Excuse me, but what is taking so—" she gasped, seeing the large white dog. "Bonjour, my petite amie. Comment vas-tu? Oh, tu es adorable!" she exclaimed, running over to pet the dog alongside her two children. The translation for the French I totally butchered is, "Hello, my little friend. How are you? You're adorable." Britain softly smiled as he watched her be childish and pet Chips. "Well, I don't mean to interrupt, but dinner is cooking and we don't want to burn it," UK said. France nodded and stood up, and they all walked into the kitchen. Russia smiled as he walked in. He was glad it wasn't the whole family. Nothing against UK's brothers, but they always seemed to be arguing. If he was in the mood, he thought it could be funny, but every once in a while Scotland would take it a little too far. Then again, that only happened when someone said something bad about Ireland. Seeing Chips for the first time in real life, Ukraine squealed and ran over to pet the dog, Canada close behind. After some friendly chatter, dinner was served. Russia liked the feeling of being around everyone. They treated him well. He just wished that America was still alive to be there with him, to hold his hand under the table, to sit on his lap and cuddle him. But he was going to get through this. And that's the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow.